my whole thought process is that cardiovascular training is awesome until you add resistance to the body, i.e. 60, 80 pounds of armor, you're carrying ammo, you're carrying weapons. You weigh, a good guy in the airborne in the 82nd, when we weighed them in full gear, when they jumped out of the planes, they were 100 pounds heavier than their body weight. Now you tell me what running in tennis shoes does for that. I can tell you absolutely zero. All it does is raise up injury rates, right? So what we try to do is gain anaerobic conditioning and maximal strength utilizing low rest intervals and resistance training, and then selecting cardiovascular training that is low impact. Now, obviously, when they go on the battlefield, they're going to have to be subjected to high impact movements, but that doesn't necessarily mean they should train exactly that way. So what we do is we put them in buoyant water and make them do sprints in water. We make them get really good on airdyne bikes. We make them get really good on things that are going to tax the cardiovascular system, but not cause mileage on the skeletal muscular system. And that's where I think the big problem becomes in guys. You get a guy up in the special forces ranks, that guy just in training may be worth anywhere from $1 to $3 million in how much money they put in him. And now you're going to use a subpar training system that's going to cause a ton of injuries. The big thing that people don't realize is that in the tactical community, if you look at the Army as a whole, we have a 33% non-deployable ratio.
Which is ridiculous.
Well, it's all because we train like idiots, right? We think, well, I'm going to have to run in battle, so I need to run to train. That's the same thing as me saying, I squat with a straight bar and straight weight, so I need to train that way all the time. Yeah, try that for a while and tell me how your shoulders feel and how your back feels, because the problem that you have to find or figure out is how to get an impeccable strength and impeccable conditioning without mileage. Here's my thing, is if you want to train somebody to be tough, then recruit toughness. Don't make toughness.
Yes.
Because if you break people off in physicality because they're not tough enough, which is how they weed everybody out for all these different things. Look, if you're going to be Delta Force or you're going to be special operations, dude, I get it. You're going to have to weed out the weak. But our average military guys are getting into the military that probably don't have a prayer in doing anything special operations. They're not athletic enough. They're not smart enough. I'm not being an ass. All I'm saying is that why are you trying to break everyone? And then the big thing with our system, I don't know how it is in Canada, but when you get out of the military, you're the taxpayer's problem for the rest of their lives. Meaning the VA, if you got this guy that's a general or a colonel and all he believes in is beating people up and tearing them to pieces, and by the time they're 35, everybody that ever did any time under him will have knee replacements and hip problems and back problems. Who do you think's paying for that? Right? We got to start learning to train smarter.